Arsenal's worst fears have just been confirmed. Coming into this period, they would have had one wish, and unfortunately, it didn't come true. We're going to speak about it. There's some bad news, but don't worry, it's not all bad. We do have some good news as well. Before we get into it, though, just very quickly, do me a favor and just hit like on this video. So before I tell you the good and bad news, I just want to get your guys' opinions, because there seems to be a bit of a split opinion. Player of the month for Arsenal has been confirmed as Bukayo Saka. What do you guys think? Do you think Bukayo Saka is deserving of this award, or would you have given it to someone else? Let me know in the comment section who was your Arsenal Player of the Month, and I'm going to let you know in a few minutes after I go through this good and bad news. Let me know. So coming into this international break, Arsenal, like I said, would have wanted one thing. No injuries. And unfortunately, the worst has been confirmed. Calafiori was pulled off in the game with Italy because he had an injury. Now, I don't know how bad this is going to be at the time of recording. We're not really hearing too much. But look, even the most optimistic of Arsenal fan would say we probably are quite weak in terms of numbers. Now, I've done a video a few days ago explaining and showing and telling people why this squad is so much stronger in terms of personnel this season than it was last season. But even I would admit we're maybe like getting to a point where you need to... We're not getting slim on numbers, but you're thinking if we get a couple of injuries, then yes, I admit we would probably be in trouble. Calafiori injury is not ideal. If there was one area of the pitch where I could say, right, if we're going to have an injury, it has to be here, I would say defence, because I think defensively we're very, very strong. Now, of course, you never want injuries in any position. But all I'm saying, it might not be the end of the world. We're going to have to wait and see. I think the Italian coach come out and had some interesting words after the game. He basically said, you know, we'll have to assess him, see how he goes, you know, to see if he's going to be available for the next game. If I was Arsenal, I would be saying, what? There's no doubt what, send him back to us now so we can have a look at him. Like, if we see Calafiori on the next game, that would be criminal. Now, like I said, we do have some good news. But before I move on, would you guys, if you was Arsenal, call Calafiori back? Let me know. Would you say, ring up Italy and say, look, guys, he's got a bit of a knock. We're in a Premier League title race. We're in a Champions League. We need this player back. Or do you think we should leave him there with Italy? Let me know. So the good news is we've had a lot of players play. Martin Odegaard, I think he done 90 minutes. Thomas Partey, I think he done 90 minutes. Gabriel, I think he done 90 minutes. And they all come away unscathed. The Martin Odegaard news in particular is very, very good news. Remember when he come off against Brighton and he looked very upset on the bench because it looked like he had an injury. And a lot of people were kind of, you know, hoping for the best. And it seems like the Martin Odegaard situation has now passed. Like, there's no injury to worry about. There definitely was an injury concern surrounding Martin Odegaard. Because if Odegaard does get injured, like, that's an area of the pitch you're looking at and you're thinking, like, who do we play there? Like, obviously we've got Sterling coming, we've got Martinelli on the left, we've got Trossard, but we got no specialist number 10s or being able to play that role that Martin Odegaard does. Obviously, the natural fit, you would look at the squad and say maybe Ethan Nwaneri can come in and do a bit of a job there. But, you know, this is a player who's learning. There will be a significant drop-off. So it's just great news that Martin Odegaard, you know, is back playing for Norway. He's done 90 minutes, though, so that is quite a stretch. And now he's expected to play 90 minutes in the next game. I am just praying for no more injuries, because if we get an injury, like tonight, like we've got England playing tonight, like if the game's already been played when you're watching this, I just hope Saka and Declan Rice haven't been injured in that game. And there's reasons to worry. If you've watched the game, let me know as well in the comment section. Like, Declan Rice used to play for Ireland. So he's going to get kicked all around the place. He turned his back on Ireland. So they're going to be looking at Declan Rice and saying, you don't want to play for us. We ain't good enough for you. Wallop. So Declan Rice is probably going to take some kicks tonight. If that game's already happened, I just hope Declan Rice comes away unscathed. He doesn't have any injuries. I would be looking at that game and saying, you know, I've watched them play before. They are a rough team. They do like to kick players. And players like Bukayo Saka, they're going to be doubling up on him and kicking the life out of him. Like I said, I just hope there's no more injuries. There's a couple more games. I hate this international break. Like, if it was down to me and I was the manager of Arsenal, I'd ring up every single international coach and say, look, I'm telling you, none of our players are coming. And I'm telling you to your face because I genuinely believe, like, you're not having any of our players. I hate it. Like, I understand, like, when England are playing competitions and there's games that need to be played, I get myself in the spirit. I'm not going to pretend that I enjoy international football as much as I do Premier League football, because I would be lying. And the fact that we've only just got back into the Premier League swing of things, you play 3 games and then you're back to international fixtures. Like I said, when the tournaments and everything on, I get lost in it as much as the next guy. But when the Premier League's just come back after you've been waiting so long for Premier League football, you play 3 games and then they're away again on international duty. You just, like, it just panics me because I don't want any more injuries to this squad, because things can very quickly turn bad for Arsenal, and I don't want that to happen with the games we've got coming up. We've obviously got Tottenham, we've got Man City. These are massive games, and I want Calafiori available for them games because, in all honesty, he would be in my starting lineup. My left back would be Calafiori in both of those games. I think he's an exceptional player with such a high ceiling. I just want him to be in and around Arsenal for as long as he can, get some coaching with Mikel Arteta and start playing him, because that's the position he can really lock down in this Arsenal team. I just want to see that soon. Right, so player of the month, Bukayo Saka. Am I mad at the decision? I don't think you can ever be mad of a decision that has Bukayo Saka winning player of the month for Arsenal. He's probably the most popular player on the team, and you can see why, because he's always a player consistently who performs, and he has done over the past few seasons. Year upon year, this guy is improving. But for me, like I said, I'm not mad at it, but it probably would have been David Raya in my opinion. Let me know in the comment section who you guys would have gone for, but I looked at it and said, you know, not that our goal was being peppered, like, not that we was being dominated by teams and David Raya was, you know, basically kept us, like, he made some good saves though. Like, we can't pretend David Raya in 2 games didn't make some magnificent saves. And I think for that alone, you have to give him the Player of the Month award. In this Arsenal team, it's going to be very rare for David Raya to be given the opportunity to win Player of the Month because we're so dominant. We had the best defence in the league last season. We got the best defence in the league this season, in my opinion, in terms of personnel, in terms of goalkeeper and back line. It's the strongest in the league. You know, with centre-backs, strongest in the world. So David Raya is not going to have many games where he has to make an impact. He has to make the game-changing moment of the game. And we saw that with David Raya in the past couple of games. So for me, I probably would have given it to David Raya. Like I said, let me know your guys' thoughts on it. And I'm going to finish on the Ballon d'Or nominations. I've got such a rubbish stat for you guys, and I don't know what I want you to do with it, but you can just hold it. Arsenal have 13% of the best 30 players in the world. We had 4 players nominated for the Ballon d'Or. I remember the days when we had Lichtsteiner, when we had Almunia, and now we're in a position where we're the second highest team in the whole Ballon d'Or rankings with the most players in it. Real Madrid have 7, Arsenal have 4, Man City have 4. I used to dream of days like this. The project isn't finished yet. Arsenal still need to improve, but the fact we're now seeing 4 world-class players in this Arsenal team week in, week out is something to be excited about. Yes, there's a lot of negativity. And I said in one of my videos a few days ago, there's toxicity in the fan base. I wasn't referring to the people who comment under my videos, by the way. I never see that as toxic. Like, I never see toxic behavior in my comment section. I see people I don't agree with, and we have some discussion in the comment section. But when I talk about the toxic fans, I'm talking about the ones who every single time only see the negative. They can never see the good. None of our players are good enough. Mikel Arteta has to leave. That's what I mean when I say toxicity. I don't mean the guys commenting saying I don't think we done well enough in the transfer window. That's not what I mean. I'm excited for football to continue. To be fair, I will of course watch England tonight. And now that I know the game's going to be played, I look forward to it. Of course, I look forward to seeing these Arsenal players play for their country if I have to, because I want them to play well. Most of all, I just want them to not get injured. And unfortunately, that's not something we can say for Calafiori. And we're just going to have to see what happens with that injury. Hopefully, he don't play the next game. Hopefully, we get some good news saying he's not injured. But I don't know. We're just going to have to wait and see. Let me know your thoughts on everything you've heard in this video. What's your thoughts on Calafiori? Do you tell him to come home? What's your thoughts on Player of the Month? Was it Bukayo Saka? Was it David Raya? Was it William Saliba? Was it someone else you thought performed to a higher level than all of our other players? Let me know in the comment section. Thanks so much to everyone for watching and listening. Before you go, like I said, it is absolutely free. Just do me a favor and hit like on this video and subscribe, and I'll speak to you all in tomorrow's video. Gooners, have a good day.